Yo, what's good? Had to tap into another bird video. The ones that kind of seen it a little bit, I didn't like how it came out looking, so that's why I had to redo the video. But let's tap in.
Gary Payton, a top 75 Hall of Fame player who won Defensive Player of the Year as a guard, was one of the greatest trash talkers of all time.
Payton with the steal, he puts it down. And then apparently had something to say to Jordan.
Gary would talk to whoever, talk to refs, players, coaches on other team, fans. Yeah. He talked nonstop and backed it up. So he was the guy that, I think was the ultimate.
But when Gary Payton first got in the league, he went up against a trash talker that was even better than him, and his name was Larry Bird.
Larry Bird was the coldest talker ever, man. And he backed it up because he was so cold.
That's
you know
crazy.
What I'm saying?
And one night in the Boston Garden, Gary Payton got his welcome to the league moment because Larry Bird trash talked him so bad, it made him say this.
And I said, shit, I ain't gonna mess with you no more.
This is the story of how Larry Bird humiliated Gary Payton and the Seattle Sonics so badly that they still tell stories about it.
I mean, but Gary Payton was really a lockdown defender in his era, but Bird was just a generational type of talent. Bird was like, man, nobody could guard me on the planet, boy. You know what I mean? Nobody could guard me, boy. I'm a matchup problem. Like Bird was really a matchup problem for real. You know what I mean? But they don't talk about that. They just this player, that player. I mean, you talk about this cupcake league, but talk about like the '80s. You know what I mean? Like, boy, a lot of them would easily dominate today's NBA. You know what I mean? But they don't want to pay credit because a lot of people really don't know the game of basketball. A lot of people can't even touch the net. You know what I mean? So that's why a lot of people kind of opinion about basketball sometimes, like the people that don't, them analysts and them people that be hating, man, come on, man. Go sit down and relax. You know what I mean?
40 years later.
Yeah, playing at the Garden, man, on his last leg. Last leg, we're playing him, and he told me, young fella, let me tell you something. I can shoot a jumper anywhere I want to. And he said, you supposed to be a great defender, right? He said, I'm going to make sure I tell you where I'm going to shoot the ball at. And I was like, man, come on now. You're not going to shoot the ball. And so he said, I'm going to take you over in that corner right there. You sit over there by my bench, right? And I'm going to give you something, and it's going to be this jumper, right? And I said, shit, watch this. So all of a sudden, we playing, and I'm G'ing him up, and he slow ball me. That's where I got the slow ball. Put your back to your back like this, and his back was bad during this time. So he went right to that corner, and I'm up on him, I'm under him, and he said, young fella, what did I tell you I was going to do? And he turned around, raised up, looked around, it was all draws. And I said, shit, I ain't gonna mess with you no more. And that's just a veteran knowing how he can play. Wow. You know what I'm saying? And what he can do. He knew that I was smaller than him. He can shoot over me, and he can create space. When I'm trying to D people up, he learned how to neutralize me by turning his back and make me have to go through him. And if I reach on him, he'll turn and spin and get away from me, and he gone. And you couldn't do that.
It's just basketball IQ. You know what I mean? He know how to play angles. He know how to. If you play him a certain way, he know how to, like, you feel me? He know how to adjust. You know what I mean? He know the game of basketball. Like, see, like his IQ and, like, you know what I mean? You play him up so damn close and you small. Man, he taking your ass to the paint every time. You know what I mean? It's like a layup. You know what I mean? You basically gave the man a layup. You know what I mean? Like, you know what I mean? Like, he knew how to play the game of basketball. A lot of people don't know how to play the game of basketball because a lot of people focus on scoring and this and that. But it's like the man had an all-around game too. Like, you know what I mean? It's not about just scoring all the time. You know what I mean? He could shoot the ball, but the man could play defense. He could rebound. Like, you know what I mean? He could, you feel me, get assists. You know what I mean? He had an all-around game. You know what I mean? And his jumper was like a layup. You feel me? Like, his jumper. You couldn't leave Bird wide open. That was like a layup. That was an insult to him. You know what I mean? Telling you, bro, like you gotta know the game. Telling you.
So that's just being smart about the game.
Gary Payton getting his welcome to the league story from Larry Bird is so impressive because Gary Payton was the type of person who never backed down from anyone. But for some reason, Larry Bird was just different.
See, you know, growing up, my daddy always told me, whatever you step on anything and try to do it, I don't care if it's your mama or it's me, tear their head off because they trying to take it from you because he know I never back down.
Yeah, right. Yeah. Can't do it for respect.
I ain't back down to nobody. You know what I'm saying? Because I like to walk out with my chest big as hell. And I want everybody to understand that I'm competitive in everything I do. I don't care what it is. If a girl comes to me and talk about she want to braid hair, give me 2 weeks and let me learn how to braid hair. I'll braid you. I'll do yours, bro. I'll braid your hair better than you. You know what I'm saying? And that's just the way I am. I just been that way all my life.
But when two trash-talking alpha dogs collide, he who can back his trash talk up wins. So when Gary Payton met Larry Bird, Gary had to learn the hard way that he was going up against the greatest of all time.
On that note right there, I want to know who talked the most. Who talked the most? What was Jordan a big talker?
It would when he get it going and you go at it. To me,
These self-pollinating cherries don't need any pollinator trees and produce fruits bigger than ping pong balls with thin skin and thick, delicious.
he wasn't like that. He'll say stuff and get down at you, but he wasn't a shit talker. I think Larry Bird and Reggie Miller was the best talker. Who? Larry Bird was a cold.
And what?
Reggie Miller.
Reggie?
He was the coldest talker.
Oh, my Golly Wally. They be on IG.
Larry Bird would tell you. Larry Bird would tell you, I'm going to take you over to this corner. I'm going to dribble 2 times. I'm going to hit your ass in the face. And it bet not touch the rim.
Wow.
And then he said, if it do, I'm going to come right back and do it again until it touch it. That's how Larry Bird used to get at.
Wow. Crazy.
And he did it, though. He did it. He backed it up. You know what I mean? He lived it up. You know what I mean? Like, a lot of people, he could really do this and that. I mean, but when he light your ass up and he let you know, oh yeah, he was the real deal. Like, see, I respect that about Gary Payton. Like, he let you know the realness of like how Larry Bird and you know what I mean, and he let you know like pretty much like how a bucket he was, and he was a tough matchup, man. Like, he lived it up, you know what I mean? He lived up to it, you know what I mean? Like, that's what I'm saying. We will never see another Larry Bird type of player because, like, come on, man. We ain't never seen it ever since, you know what I mean? Like, come on, bro. Like, he's a generational type of talent, bro.
Yeah, Larry Bird was the coldest talker ever, man. And he backed it up because he was so cold.
That's
you know
crazy.
what I'm saying? So people ask people about him. Motherfuckers used to tell you, boy, you can't do shit with me. I'm too motherfucking good for this.
Wow.
I'm going to give you a Christmas present. This jumper in your face. He used to always say this, man.
He just seems so mild mannered, huh?
Gary Payton was the victim to some of Larry Bird's best trash talk, but it wasn't only aimed at him. Sometimes, Larry's trash talk was aimed at some of Gary Payton's best teammates, and he just happened to get a front row seat.
One time we was playing in the Boston Garden, and Xavier McDaniel was guarding, and him and Xavier got into it, and because how Xavier was, and Xavier kept getting on him, and he said, you know what? I'm gonna hit 3-4 jumpers in a row all net. If I don't do it, you know what I'm saying? It's gonna be a problem, and I'm gonna make sure I will do it. And next thing you know, they were blowing us out, and he went out. And next thing you know, I look up at the shot clock, and Larry Bird coming back in. Hey, what? And then all of a sudden, he walked over to our bench. He said, I told Xavier that what I was going to do to him, and I didn't do it, so I had to come back in and do it. As soon as he got the ball, they gave him the ball 3 times. He hit 3 jump shots all net.
Larry again.
Bird isolated this time on McDaniel. No one comes in a double. Now Johnson, but he was late.
Then he walked by our bench. He said, I told you what I'm going to do, and I'm always going to do it. And he looked at Xavier, and he said, didn't I tell you what I was going to do? And then he walked out, man.
And X-Men wasn't no soft dude either.
No, Xavier wasn't soft, man. And Larry wasn't either, man. Larry said, man, I'm going to give it to you any way I want to. 1 dribble, 2 dribbles, step back, and then I'm going to hit it. And I was like,
This dude real cold, man. Y'all gotta understand, he wasn't even at full tilt. He was having back issues and everything because I only played against him for 2 years. So I was like, I seen him.
You didn't even get Prime Bird. You didn't even get Prime Bird.
I didn't even get Prime Bird, and I seen him at the tail end, and I was like, man, this dude is cold.
And this was in Larry Bird's final 2 years in the league when he had serious back issues. So just imagine how cold Larry Bird was in his prime. Well, his teammate Xavier McDaniel.
In his prime, ain't nobody could really mess with him. Like, you know what I mean? Like, we seen him in the Magic era. Like, they was winning championships. You know what I mean? They was owning the 80s, bro. Like, I'm telling you, bro, like, if him, the Len Bias, and Reggie Lewis and all that, bro, like, come on, bro. You can't tell me, like, if he didn't get hurt the way he did, bro, like, they wouldn't be running the 90s? Are you kidding me, bro? Bird would have probably had fucking goddamn 8-7 damn championships. You know what I mean? I don't believe Jordan would have dominated no motherfucking 90s like that. Come on, bro. You know what I mean? Like, for real, like, you know what I mean? Because by the time Jordan was dominating Magic and Bird, it was like kind of funneling out the league because they had injuries, and then you feel me? They wasn't the you know what I mean? Like, they're already kind of like they wasn't the same player. Then they had other shit going on, like with them injuries and all that. You know what I mean? You can't tell me they wouldn't dominate no motherfucking. You can't tell me they wouldn't dominate the 90s, bro. They would have dominated, bro. Like, Jordan would have had no damn 6 championships in no damn 90s. You know what I mean? Like, come on, bro. Especially with Bird. And Len Bias was supposed to have been a generational type of talent. We didn't even see what he could have did in the league. You know what I mean? It seemed like he was like that first LeBron type of build before LeBron. You know what I mean? Like, I'm telling you, bro, like, shit would have looked different.
Does have a little bit of experience of Larry Bird in his prime, because one night in Seattle, with 13 seconds left in the game and the score tied at 102, one of Larry Bird's greatest moments just so happens to be against Xavier McDaniel. And even though the X-Man was one of the toughest players in the league, Larry Bird still talked his trash and gave Xavier McDaniel one of the greatest shots of Larry Bird's career.
As the Celtics call timeout.
During the timeout, I'm going through a play, and about that time, Larry steps in and says, Coach, why don't you just give me the ball and tell everybody to get out of the way? It's Larry. And when he wants the ball, he wants the ball. After the timeout, we walked back on the court, and then Xavier was guarding him. So he tells Xavier, he says, I'm getting the ball.
It was under 10 seconds. And we came back out of the timeout. Larry said, I'm going to get it right here, X, and I'm going to shoot it in your blinking face. And I was like, well, I'll be right here waiting on you, too.
10 seconds. 5, and Bird has the basketball. Look out. 2 seconds on the clock, and timeout used by the Sonics.
He hit it and looked at me, and he was like, damn. I didn't mean to leave nothing on the clock. And I just looked at him and said, oh, conceited bastard.
I get a charge when I tell someone on the opposing team that I want to hit the last second shot and then do it. That's what it's all about.
This step-back jump shot, a move that Larry Bird invented, coming from a 6'10" sharpshooter, was damn near unstoppable.
We are 2 weeks in, and President Trump is already delivering big wins for the American people.
And to pull it out with the game on the line while telling his opponent exactly what he's going to do and where he's going to do it has to be one of the most savage moments in Larry Bird's career.
Game over, and the Boston Celtics have defeated a very disappointed Sonics club. Final score, Celtics 104, Sonics 102.
We sit back out there and have a beer out there in the locker room, and we was talking, we maybe talking. It's like, like what has lit you up? And I used to always say that, like to my friends, it's like, yo, is Ryan really that good? I used to say like, yeah, that's the baddest white boy I ever played against.
But one of the greatest.
I respect that his peers pay him respect. Like, that's how you know Bird was cold. Like, I like that. You know what I mean? They're not afraid of, oh yeah, Bird was him for real. You know what I mean? He proved it in the league. You know what I mean? See, I respect that though.
Stories was on Gary Payton's best teammate ever on the Seattle Sonics, Shawn Kemp. Because when Shawn Kemp was a rookie, Larry Bird gave him a welcome to the league moment that he'll never forget.
Man, my ass got busted real early, man. I came into the league, man, I was invited.
Youngest player in the NBA, this 6'10" forward is only 20 years old.
You know how some of them vets, man, they play you to the team, man. I got played down in Boston one night. We was playing Boston Celtics. So the great Larry Bird. Me and Larry are from the same place of Indiana. And I had a great privilege of not knowing Larry, but I played against his brother Eddie, coming up through the ranks a little bit. I was the young guy that kind of came up through the history in Indiana and kind of broke a lot of Larry Bird's records. So Larry kind of had already known about me a little bit. When we got to Boston that morning, I knew something wasn't right. I saw X-Man. He was limping around the court a little bit like he was sore. I figured he'd be all right. You know, Xavier McDaniel. I figured he'd be all right by that time. I go to the game on the early bus. I get there. They come out on the court. They say, hey, Shawn, you starting tonight against Larry. And I was like, what's that? For some reason, X-Man got this injury right before the game. And then he had a knee injury right before the game. Yeah, for sure. So I'm having out here.
Holy shit! I thought he was about to say he got scared of Larry Bird. He didn't want to go out there to get his ass busted again.
I'm gonna have to face Larry Bird. Well, first of all, he asked me to jump ball. He said, "You the cat that broke all my records in high school, right?" And I was like, "Yeah, that's me." He goes, "Yeah, you the one that used to dunk my brother too, right?" Like Eddie. And I was like, "Yeah, that's me." He said, "I got you tonight."
Bird will take the first shot. Larry on a wing. Bird open. Hits on the baseline.
And I'm from Indiana. Larry's from Indiana. I broke a lot of his records in high school.
Did you really?
And he let me know about it the whole entire game. Absolutely.
Be on three the other way. Bird wants it. Got it.
During the game, Shawn Kemp was guarding Larry. And I mean, Larry's just like talking shit. Ernie calls a timeout. I was like, hey, what the fuck that motherfucker says, man? He was like, telling me I'm the best fucking player from Indiana and shot a three in my face.
Bird gets it back for three. Knocks it down.
I said, what? And I was like, oh shit. Goddamn Larry Legend, man, he's a motherfucker, man.
X-Man told a story on Tim Thomas and Scoop East podcast about Larry Bird talking shit to you, saying, I'm the best motherfucker in Indiana to put a three into my balls. That's true?
It is very true, but Larry, hey, man, first of all, we got to Boston that night. He had some knee pain. I was like, it's a hell of a time for you to come over with a knee pain. I ain't going tonight. You got
you don't want to see that.
Yeah, then I looked at the boy, Shawn Kemp, Larry Bird, and I'm like,
what year was this for you?
This was my first year.
Oh, okay.
And that morning they came out with a USA Today article, and it said that Larry didn't have it no more. So he came out that night to make a statement, and I was just the prime candidate to be. Before the game, he told me, he was like, he just shook his head at me. He said, man, it's going to be a fucked up night for you.
Larry got free. Knocked down two. Bird sneaking up the floor. Squares up. Well, he's got the stroke back today. He sure does.
So what did he put up?
I think he gave me 46 and 3.
He almost dropped that 50 ball on his ass. He was like, oh yeah, they wrote out a garbage ass article, and then I'm about to drop 50 on, damn near 50 on your ass. Oh yeah, they woke up the damn giant beast. They woke up the beast and bird out there.
Dude. Man, I had to find out, but I was on his ass. I'm gonna tell y'all this, man. I'm gonna tell you this, man. He was actually calling out bank shots. So every shot he was calling, at the defensive end, he would tell me, he was like, when I get down to the other end, I'm gonna pump face you, get a hand one on you, look at you, pull off the glass. That's how cold Larry Bird was.
Bird flashing through. Tough shot. Knocks it down. 25. They were right on his shooting hand that time. Bird for three, and he got it outside with 5 on the shot clock. Over tonight than any other game this year, as Bird is now at 34 and counting.
He would say, next time, bank shot left side. I'm going to pump fake you. Your dumb ass going to go for it. I'm going to air. He would tell you that, and it happens. And I said, first of all, I'm going to be so close to you. If you shoot the ball next time, I'm going to try to rip your fucking arm off you. So, man, I was to the point of like, look, I'm going to foul him so hard that he's basically going to take his will. He started shooting the ball with his left hand, man. When I was trying to foul his right arm, he was shooting with his left hand, banking it off on me, looking at me, still slapping me on my butt and everything, man, telling me everything. And what you think he did, man? A quick pump fake, dog, and you go for that shit here. Got you. Man, come on, man.
Larry, little runner, goes off the glass. Oh, boy. Haven't seen one of those in a while. 38.
Damn, man. That's how you know Bird was a damn bucket. Doing it with the left hand in the game, man. Come on, man. A lot of people can't even do that. You know what I mean? He was just, man, I'm telling you, man, that man really worked on his game. Doing this in the left hand, man, this shit was like a layup to him, man. He was like, I'm playing with y'all boys, and I'm still getting buckets. I'm telling you, bro. Like, that man was on a whole nother damn level for real. You know what I mean?
Bird again for 2.
And then Larry, he actually invited me to his house that summer after the game, man. He told me, he said, you come to the house and sit around with me this summer. I'll show you how to shoot the ball, young fella. Larry Legend. Straight up.
Bird on the 20-year-old Kemp. Takes a follow-away. Oh, he's got 40.
Larry Bird torched everybody on the Seattle Sonics for years, and he did it trash talking every step of the way.
Bird. What a shot by Larry Bird.
So when Gary Payton, who is one of the greatest trash talkers of all time, says that Larry Bird is an even greater trash talker than him, you better listen and realize just how great Larry Bird is.
Bird talk shit like we talk. Let me tell y'all something. Bird used to tell me, look here, man, I'm gonna go shoot this motherfucking jumper in your face right there in that corner. And it's gonna be your Christmas present. I'm gonna wrap it up and bust your head open. All that shit. He was the coldest dude I ever seen with that shit, man. Everybody be talking about these greats, and we always mentioning him. He was the shit. Yeah, shit, man. He'll give it to you.
See, I respect that though. Like, at least he paid homage, man. Like, that's what I'm saying, man. Your peers, man, y'all, they played against you. They know who the real deal, who isn't, man. Like, see, I respect that, man, because we should be talking about Bird more as an all-time great, but in today's, like, you barely hear his name. Like, what the fuck? You know what I mean? The man got 3 championships, and then the man could have easily had won fucking 5, 7 more championships in the 90s, man. Like, see, motherfuckers don't talk about that. They just talk about bullshit all day and talk about today's era. Like, these motherfuckers is soft. Like, you know what I mean? Like, come on, bro. Like, you know what I mean? Like, they haven't even did what Bird did in his era. You know, they haven't did what Magic did in their era. You know what I mean? This shit is not even close. You know what I mean? Like, I'm telling you.
Any way he wanted to. Any way he wanted to. Larry Bird was cold. Cold dude, man. Real cold. And I said, shit, I ain't gonna mess with you no more.
In other news, South Carolina residents are going to...
That's real, though, but I like the video. Like, comment, subscribe, share the video. Let me know in the comments what y'all think, and I'm out.